Can I just start by saying friendship groups in your 20s are no way like your friends in your 30s. I remember growing up, I used to think every friendship group that I had, we were going to be friends for life. We were not going to have any issues. We were going to grow with each other. We were going to have experiences with each other. But I look back and 95% of those friendships all just dissolved. We didn't really have any arguments. There are some friendships where we did have some arguments and we had to go our separate ways. But most of them, we kind of just went our separate ways. And it was not like I had something wrong with them or they had something wrong with me. We had different things that we wanted in life and we had different paths. So we all have to go and chase our lives at the end of the day. We can't live our lives for other people. So if you're watching this and you're, still very young in your friendship group and, you feel like you're not the same in your friendship group or you don't fit in anymore, it's fine. I feel like I've been that kind of person who never fit in terms of like friendship groups, because I was that girl in secondary school that was cool with everyone. I was cool with the popular boys. I was cool with the nerdy boys. I was cool with the white people. I was cool with the Spanish people. I was cool with everyone, and I think I was a bit popular in school, just because of how like loud I was, and yeah, just creative in my own way. But I was still a good girl. I was still a good girl. But yeah, I was like, and especially the friendship groups that I had, especially in secondary school, these were like my sisters, right? And like I said before, I said to you, like, these friendships that I had, you were not going out of my life. You were my friend for life. And it got to a point where, your friends actually have more of an influence on you than your family, whether you believe it or not. It's so true. I look back and there were so many things like family functions that I'm supposed to attend. I will drop that just so that I can chill with my friend. Like, and then today I'm looking, am I even friends with these people today? It's so funny, right? But it's okay. It is okay. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to go through that pain. Allow yourself to go through that transition because it is painful. Listen, I remember my first friendship heartbreak. Friendship heartbreak, it's a real thing. Please, let's talk about it. So, secondary school, we were just about to finish secondary school, going into college. And like I said, we all thought we were going to be I thought we were going to be in each other's lives forever. So we all decided to go to the same college. Now, when it was time for us to receive our results, to know whether we made it to go into the college that we wanted to go into, by God's grace, I managed to get into the college I wanted to get into. Now, I don't know how I found out, but I did. All the girls that I thought we were going to go to the same college all went behind my back and applied for a different one. And I don't know, I don't think I confronted them because I was already at that point where I feel like our friendship was like coming to an end, because that friendship did not feel, it no longer served me, I should say, because I noticed things and patterns that they were doing in the friendship that was not sitting well with me. And by that time, I think when I was 15, I really took my life with Christ seriously. So things were changing. Things were like getting different for me. I wasn't doing the things I used to do. So it was when I was 15 when I took Christ seriously. And then, when you're 16, 17, that's when you start going to college. Friendship group was more like, if you're not in the group, you're the topic of discussion. And then when you're, in the group, someone else is the topic of discussion. I was like, nah, I'm not going to waste my time talking about somebody. I've got better things to do. So they kind of started to feel the distance, with me. But it's not like I went to go and confront them or argue with them or fight them. It was nothing like that. I was just withdrawing myself little by little. Then unfortunate thing happened. Well, I think the unfortunate thing happened for both of us, because for me, when I found that out, they were going to another college. Unfortunately for them, they didn't get into the college they wanted to get into. So they end up coming to the college that we all said we were all going to go to. So it meant that I was going to see them again. It meant that I was going to talk to them. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Maybe we can start all over again. But I really like felt like, no, I need to do something different. My life can't be the same. And like I told you, I had given my life to Christ, like really, really seriously. So I didn't want to go back into old habits. And so they knew the difference. They could see the difference in me. We weren't, like before. Things had changed, and I made new friends at college, which was lovely. And those sisters too, like they became like my sisters for a very long time. Even though we didn't go to the same university, but they became like my sisters, and we did life together. And unfortunately, again, like those friendships dissolved. And when I think about some of them, I'm just like, why did we fall out over something so petty, over something so small? I thought, we have that kind of friendship where we can look past certain things, and it goes like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and we're still not talking over these petty things. But hey, that's life. That is life. And it really took me a long time to accept that, because I was just like, no, you're my sister, you're my friend. Like when you become my friend, you are my friend. That's like me. Like I'll take you as my sister, as my family. Like I love you. So when we break up, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But hey, quality over quantity. So, but when I was withdrawing myself from these friendships, I was feeling this loneliness, like feeling like I'm alone, nobody understands me. And I felt that through secondary, like getting to the end of secondary school. I felt like that in college, and I felt like that at university. But when I was at uni, that's when it hit really hard. So let's talk about loneliness. Right. So I'm reading from Google what it says, what loneliness is. Loneliness is the feeling of wanting greater social connection than you have. If you feel lonely, you are lonely. Loneliness is not the same as being alone. You can spend time totally scheduled in a cabin or in the bush and not feel lonely. Now, let's talk about that. So, there is a difference between feeling lonely and loneliness, or feeling alone and loneliness. And I think for me, the reason why I wasn't, I didn't go through loneliness, I felt alone, even though there was people around me. I feel like there's different dynamics to loneliness, but for me, I had friends at uni. I had church friends. I had grown a big community at uni. Like I loved my friendship groups at the time. It was just amazing. But even though I was around all these people and my family and stuff like that, I still felt an emptiness. And the reason why I felt that emptiness is because, like I said, I gave my life to Christ properly when I was 15. And when you get to uni, you're still a baby. You are still a baby. I look back and I'm just like, who did I think I was? I thought I was some grown, matured ass woman. I was a baby. Anyways, so at that time I was like 18, 19, like yeah, 19, 20, around that time. And my relationship with God was up and down, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was feeling so empty, and I felt like my friendship groups, they couldn't fulfill that. They could not fulfill it. Even though we'll spend time, we'll do things, we'll create memories, I still felt lonely. And it was because my relationship first with Christ was down the drain. I didn't really seek God as I should. I wasn't taking God seriously. There was moments where I'll be loving on God, and there'll be moments where I'm just like, can't be God, I can't be asked. Like God is God. Yeah, He's taking care of me. And I had a really, really tough time at uni, going through a heartbreak, not only a friendship, but I also went through a heartbreak in terms of relationship. I was in a very serious, committed relationship. And just before uni was starting, I made that decision to end that relationship because I felt like it no longer served me, and I was going to university. I wanted to focus on my books. I didn't come to uni to come and find boy. I came uni to come and find book and get degree and go. That was the plan. So I was like, if boy is going to come and distract me, then maybe I need to kind of leave that behind and move forward. So that was painful. And, it was like I was longing for something from people. But the thing is, the one thing that I needed was a serious, deep connection with God. And if you are feeling like this, where, you've decided to drift away from your friends, or you've decided to give your life to Christ, it is very normal. It is very, very, very normal to feel lonely or alone, because you need to actually get to that point. It's actually very healthy for yourself, because it allows you to be one with God. It allows you to spend time in His Word. It allows you to know who God really is and how good He has been into your life. And it allows you to be like clear on hearing God speaking to you. Because when I was at uni and I decided to like build on my relationship with God again, oh my gosh, like sometimes I would tell my friends like, bro, I need to go back into my room because I've got a date with God. Like I need to spend time with God. I was talking to like my church friends at uni. They understood. And, I just used to just talk about his presence. Like his presence was so strong. I really, really wish I could have those moments. But now obviously I'm more older. I'm grown. I have more responsibilities. I have family. So, not saying that I don't have time to spend time with God, but when you're in school, you're young, you don't have no responsibilities. You're not really working. You're not doing anything. So I had all the time in the world to just love on God and let God just pour into me. And so that loneliness just kept on creeping in. But then the more I was feeling lonely, God was just fulfilling that loneliness. And I realized that if you feel lonely, it's because you've taken God out of the equation. So the more I was taking myself out of the situation and allowing God to take control, the better I felt. And it's funny because I am someone who loves my own company. I really do not need people to make me happy or make me laugh. I love my own company. I take myself out on dates. I really, really do love my own company. And people find it weird when I say I take myself on dates. Trust me, it's so important. Being at one with yourself, at one with your thoughts, one with your feelings and emotions. Some people can't do that, but it's fine. But spending time on yourself is it's it's a gift that nobody can give that to you apart from yourself. I remember I took myself to Birmingham for the weekend. And let me tell you, that was one of the best dates that I've ever had. Yeah, with no man, no nothing, just with myself. Took myself to watch a theatre show called The Colour Purple. Took myself to a fancy restaurant. And then I took myself shopping. And I just relaxed in my hotel. Oh, those were good times. But yeah, once I let go, I let God. Now, I look at friendships in my 30s. When I say quality over quantity, it's no joke. Now I can count my friends on one hand. And I remember I used to, when I used to have issues with my friends back then, I'll just be like, why am I having these issues with all my girlfriends? Like, we should not be having issues. We're all on the same page. And I remember I was told that, as you grow older, you'll count your friends, your true friends on one hand. And trust me, it is so true. You can count your friends on one hand. And, sometimes you look at, those group chats, or you see those memes or those stories that, you see these girls all going on holiday and, there's a big group and you're like, oh, I wish I had that. Me, now, do I wish I have that? No, because it's a lot of work. You have to deal with all of these girls and their emotions, all of these girls and their ups and downs. And you know what it can be like sometimes being in a room with a bunch of females, with different emotions and issues and stuff like that. It can be a lot. But I really do appreciate the friendships that I have now. And if my friends who are listening to this, I love you so much and God bless you so much, because friendships shouldn't just be for the good times and the enjoyments and the good memories. Friendship should also be for the times when you're mourning, when you're crying, when you've just given up and you need that voice and you need that hand or that helping hand to say, girl, I've got you. Girl, you can do this. Or just be in your friend's presence without them judging you when you've done something or you need someone to talk to, because life be lifing and you do need friends. You can't do this life without human beings. You need human beings in your life, but then you need right friends that will help you to be the best version of you, and that's how friendships in your 30s looks like, quality over quantity. I'll keep saying it. And friendship groups in your 30s is not like someone that you're going to be talking to every day, because we don't have time for that, because I'm doing life and you're doing life. You have responsibilities and I have responsibilities too. But when we do talk, maybe it will take like 2-3 months. But when we do talk, it's like as if we've been talking every single day, and it's so beautiful because it's nice to like catch up. It's nice to find out what's been going on in their life, let them pour on you and you pour into them. It's really nice. And then, you look forward to that in a few couple of months. You look forward to that in a month or two, you're going to have a lovely catch up with your friend and you just feel so happy. You feel so fulfilled when you have those kind of conversations with your friends. And most of the time, sometimes it's a text or it's a FaceTime. We're doing FaceTime because, especially when COVID came into town, we all got comfortable in our homes and stuff like that. And sometimes your friendship groups, you're not even in the same country, or you're not even, or even if you are in the same country, you're different parts of, different parts of the UK or whatever. With my friendship groups, we're not all in the same city, we're all in different places. So it's just a FaceTime call away, and it's nice. It's nice. I still get to see their lovely face. They get to see my face. We get to laugh. We get to see each other, so friendships in your 30s is less complicated. It's easy going when you have the right friends in your life. And if you are in your 30s and you still feel like, gosh, it's just not going well with these friends, pray about it. That's something that you need to do. Like, people feel like you only need to pray about when you have big issues. God wants to actually be involved in your life in every single way. He wants to be involved in your love life. He wants to be involved with your career. He wants to be involved with your family. He wants to be involved with your emotions. Like, he wants to be involved with you. Like, he wants to do life with you. So if you're having issues and you're like, God, I really want good girlfriends that I can call like my sisters, that I can call like my family, pray about it. Like, prayer is the key. I know it sounds so cliche or whatever. Prayer is the key. God loves you so much that he even cares about the very hairs you have on your head. Like, what kind of love have you ever experienced, or what kind of love do you know is there that's out there, So honestly, pray about it. Let God speak to you. And it will definitely direct you. So if you're young, you're discovering this thing called life, like I always say, because this show is all about unfolding her, so meaning you are discovering who you're supposed to be. You're going into this life, you're going on this journey, going through things, unfolding things, learning things, unlearning things about yourself. And friendships is also a strong part of that, So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, guys, please give me the thumbs up and please keep listening, keep supporting me, because I really do enjoy talking to you guys. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one.